Hello, historians! I just wanted to give you a little reminder of where to find the reading guides because Mrs. Hatterberg and I believe the reading guides are very important and we want to encourage you and remind you where to find them. So here we are in the beginning, the entrance of the U.S. History course, and I'm going to go to content. I can either go to content here at the top left or I can go over to the top right to class content. Personally, I like to go over here on the right. That's just my personal preference. Other people have different preferences. So I'm going to try to find the reading guide for lesson 1.10. Okay, because that is what the lesson for February 9th, so I'm going to do the 1.10 reading guide. So I'm going to start today's lesson, so I'm going to go to Unit 1, then I'm going to go down to Unit 10, or Lesson 10, excuse me, Demanding the Voice, and click on that lesson. And I'm going to go to the top, because we always start from the top, and here we are at the beginning of the online lesson. And you see this blue box at the top here that says Lesson Resources. I'm going to check that out and click on it. And we have the objectives for today's lesson. And if you scroll down a bit, you see materials. And here's some good materials for you. There is a lesson answer key and a reading guide. So if we click on the reading guide, we'll see what opens up here shortly. What will we see? Okay, we are going to see, what we see is the reading guide. And this is for lesson 1.10, Demanding a Voice. So you'll go through the lesson reading and you'll fill the reading guide out as best you are able. Then when you are done, we'll click that out. Then you get to use the lesson answer key. And we're waiting a moment for that to open. The lesson answer key. And from the lesson answer key, you see the same questions on the reading guide with the answers. So you make sure you fill in, then you go and you check your reading guide to the lesson answer key and fill in that, make sure you have the correct information because you really don't want to be studying from the wrong information, do you? No, that would be tragic. So once again, those are the reading guides and the lesson answer key. So that's one place to find them. Now let's go back to class home. That was one place to find them. Another way, if you like to be really organized and do everything all at once, you can also just at the beginning of a unit, you see this is just unit. So this is the unit and all the lessons underneath it. There's the student resources at the top. And if you click on student resources, you have the objectives for every lesson, but then you also have this materials box. And you can see then the materials for each lesson within Unit 1. So if you want to, at the beginning of a unit, go and access every reading guide and lesson answer key and just have them organized. Maybe you're a person who likes to print them all off and keep them organized in a binder. That's one way to do it. Maybe just do it for the whole unit at once. That's an option. Or if you'd rather do it one by one, depending on your personal learning and studying preference. So that's another way to access them as well. Once again, so you can either do it from class home and then going over to the class content on the right, or if you just would like to go to the content there at the top leftish area, you can also access them from there. And it's the same type of deal, student resources, and then the lesson materials. So that once again is on the reading guides and their answer keys. Make sure you use them because they're very important. Remember, they are not submitted for points, but they're for your own note taking and studying. Great resource to use. Don't forget to use them. Thanks everyone, and let us know, Mrs. Hatterberg and I, let us know if you have any questions. Have a delightful day.